Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to a special edition of the Nerd Nation channel, where we'll be going to talk about our thoughts on Harley Quinn, the animated series. So far, it's 7 episodes in, and it still has another 6 to go. With that being said, I'd like to introduce you to Boba Slut, the bounty hunter next to me. Right there. No, right there.
And
Yeah.
excuse me, today it is Bobby Quinn.
Oh, it's Bobby Quinn today, yes, and I am Assface or Clayface, whichever way you want to put it. So riddle me this, Jason. What are your thoughts on the show so far, or what would you like to start off with?
I think the show is doing amazing so far. There's only been one episode that I thought was kind of but as a whole, I mean, as you know, I try to keep it pretty positive. But this is one of those rare cases where me and you are in agreement. Is that and Rogue One. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
only time I can ever remember me and you agreeing on anything.
yeah,
Um,
pretty much. Well, that and I think is it Thor Ragnarok or Guardians 2? One of those MCU films
oh
we
yeah,
agree
Thor
on.
Ragnarok. We weren't huge fans of that one either.
Yeah,
We got to start like a dry erase board with markers on it. How many times
that's
we?
it. Yeah, what
No,
we
I know,
agree and what we disagree on.
and I mean, this is kind of the thing about the DC shows is that they're really good. Like, I mean, I know they had a rough start with Titans, and everybody kind of brushed it off at that. But and then Swamp Thing, of course, didn't really help because I mean, I didn't enjoy it all that much, but a lot of people said it was actually not that bad. But I mean, Young Justice season 3, Titans season 2, now Harley Quinn. I mean, they're really knocking it out of the park now that they've tried.
Doom Patrol.
And Doom Patrol, God, I can't believe I keep reading Doom
Doom
Patrol.
Patrol is excellent.
Yes, like they're knocking it out of the park now, and it's just like
Yeah.
and and a lot of people go, I don't want that. They got crap on there. I'm like, no, like okay, Titan season 1 kind of rough. I get it, but from then on, it's been pretty good actually.
Well, I mean, this is it. I think what annoys me is like when Disney squeaks so far, everyone sniffs it and everyone goes crazy for it. Whereas Warner Brothers, okay, I know that the movie universe is in dire straits. It's all over the place. A lot of people like the new stuff. Some of us don't like the new stuff. But I think where they always had their strong points is they do try to be a bit different and a bit more creative. And
Mm-hmm.
hey, Sam, and I look, you and I go back with Warner Brothers with the animated films that they started releasing. It's been well over a decade now that they've been doing it, since they've consistently been doing it. And I personally just fell in love with Warner Brothers again through the animated stuff. I didn't care about the films. If they were good, it's a bonus. If they weren't, I don't care because there's always the animated stuff to fall back on. And with now that they've got their own streaming platform, which they don't have over here, they kind of split the shows between Stars and Netflix. I don't know why Stars gets it over here. Nobody fucking streams, owns that bloody platform over here. But anyway, I think that they, with the streaming platform, they've got bigger balls than Disney to try different things. I mean, all right, Titan season 1 was a pile of shit, but it was different. It wasn't like kiddified crap. Warner Brothers knows its audience. It knows who's going to watch its stuff. It's not Disney. It's not children. Although children will watch their stuff, it has a much more um, adult audience, and it knows this. It doesn't keep trying to cling on to the past. It doesn't keep trying to cling on or trying to rope in new people. But the effect it's having is it actually is a roping in new people. Like I belong to a couple of Facebook groups that absolutely love the stuff that Warner Brothers is doing over at the streaming channel. And that being said, Harley Quinn for me is literally everything I've ever wanted from a company, and that is just to take the take these amazing characters and just make them proper R-rated as they should be. This is the type of characters they are. They're not PG. They're not, they're not like for kids. They're psychopaths, for fuck's sake. And this show, it made it into a comedy, and quite frankly, it's one of my favorite shows I've ever seen ever. It's that good for me. That's how much I love it. That's how much I've wanted this. If they turned around like Deadpool, for example, what they did with Deadpool was fantastic. They took it, they get it towards an adult audience because that's the kind of person he is. Logan, everyone pretty much agrees that Logan was the best X-Men film that they've produced so far. So it's what they are. There slowly is a realization that there is an audience there, a much more mature audience. And I'm going off on a tangent, but just before we go back to the Harley Quinn show, uh, a lot of companies should focus on that. Disney could do all the stuff that's PG and all of that. That's fine. They do a great job with that. But other companies that struggle, just target the older audience. It's been proven to work. Yeah. So that being said, let's carry on with the Harley Quinn stuff. And I mean, right off the bat, we can talk about the premise of the show. In that it's Harley Quinn going it alone. She splits from Joker, and she wants to make her own name. Wants to be an independent woman who don't need no man. And she wants to get into the Legion of Doom. So, Jason, over to you.
Actually, one of my favorite episodes is episode 2, where they go to the bar mitzvah, and like she's like interacting there with all the Legion of Doom, and they're like, "Yes, you have to go to the crazy bitch table." Or no, it's Joker saying, "Go to the crazy bitch table," and she's like, and Bane's like, "Yes, P.S. That doesn't exist." It's just like
Bane and Kite Man in that episode were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we need an episode where Harley Quinn finally gets into the Legion of Doom and she goes on a mission with like Bane and Kite Man. Like,
oh yeah, I'd love that. Like Kite Man is just absolutely fantastic in this. Yeah. For me, one of my favorite episodes is the one where she starts to recruit people with like Psycho. What's his name? The guy with the big head.
I think it's just Psycho.
Oh, just Psycho, and he calls Wonder Woman a cunt, and the whole world stops turning and all of that. And then he goes and talks. Eh?
Dr. Psycho.
Dr. Psycho, yeah, that's it. Yeah, and when he calls Wonder Woman a cunt, and everyone's like, oh, and the Legion of Doom are like, no, we even ourselves find, for evil organization, we find that doesn't fit our image, therefore we're kicking him out. I mean, that for me, it's killed me. It's just like the humor is fucking fantastic. Honestly, Clayface is a superb character. They really hammed him up as like this really like wannabe Shakespearean type actor. Yeah, it's and he's a bit of a softie, really. He doesn't really do like much. Keeps fucking up. I think when they go to steal something from that Zeus type god, I forget his fucking name.
Macy Zeus or whatever his name is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and he keeps transforming more and more to just fit the description of his made-up kid, and that. Yeah, just brilliant. Like
That's it. That's probably my second favorite episode. Is probably that one.
Yeah, that's just great. I'd say for me, the only one I didn't like, but it's a preference in genre that I don't like is the subconscious one. I know you like that one, but it's not. Any episode I don't kind of like those kind of things. Even when X-Men did it in the comics and in the TV show. But everything else is great. I mean, the last one they did, episode 7, where they released Madame. God, I'm terrible.
I don't remember what her name.
Yeah,
Queen of Fables.
That's it. Yeah, Queen of Fables. And like I uploaded it. I'll upload it in Nerd Nation, but I uploaded the scene where the guy at the end with all the electricity is like, "Is she gone? Finally, I can rest my family's legacy." And she just fucking stabs him in the back of the head, spears him through the bloody mouth. It's like, they throw these curveballs at you all the time, and yeah, just excellent. Another character I like, I know you're not a fan of in this, is Jim Gordon, the nervous breakdown Jim Gordon, who, I mean, episode 6 I think was my favorite episode of the lot, and he was the star of that, where he's just sitting there and goes, "I think my wife's cheating on me. Not that I blame her. Who wants to stare into a lover's dead eyes while he thrusts upon her?" And I was just like, this is just heaven for me. This is just taking all these characters that I've grown up with and just taking them to some fucked up level of, everyone's on the edge. They've had enough. I mean, yeah, if you were Jim Gordon in Gotham, you probably would have been driven insane dealing with them lot.
Yeah, and I don't just, as I said, it's not that as you said, it's a preference. Like with Jim Gordon, it's like it's kind of a preference, but I get why it's funny. Like I'm not saying it's terrible, I hate it, blah blah blah. I'm just like, I like Jim Gordon as like the hard knocks, never say die cop. And I mean, just like they kind of betray that in this show, but it fits in the show. So I'm not like, it's so stupid. Oh, it makes no sense. Yeah, no, it's just like, I like Jim Gordon, the way he is. He's, never say die. But no, you're right. It is hilarious. Like there are definitely, like that part you mentioned. I'm just like, oh god, like it's so funny.
It's brilliant.
So,
Like, I mean, yeah. If they were doing that Jim Gordon anywhere else, no, it's not Jim Gordon, But in this, you can literally just do anything. You can have Batman fucking bats, for God's sake, if you wanted. I mean,
and I mean,
the show. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, and does every time Batman go, like I always want him to say, fuck, like The Witcher.
Yeah, like The Witcher. But yeah, like they're just like, oh, rumor has it you fuck bats. I don't fuck bats. That's what we're dealing with here, and yeah, it never lets off. It's just great. Yeah, Poison Ivy, the one who's trying to go straight, and just everything around it just keeps getting fucked.
Is she trying to go straight, or is she just trying to be left alone?
Something like, I think she's just trying to be left alone.
Yeah.
Do her own thing. But she can't help but look after her friend Harley Quinn, and also bang Kite Man on the side as well, which is hilarious.
Yeah. So, because I mean, I originally thought that this was going to be like a Harley Quinn Poison Ivy romance, but then they went with the Kite Man thing. And I'm not saying it has to be one way or another, but like just when she started like the doing the Kite Man thing, I'm kind of like, oh, I thought they were trying to go for like Poison Ivy was like pining for, not pining, but you know what I mean, like going after Harley. And like
I think all of us saw that, because I think when they like in relationship in their comic book as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like Harley Quinn's immune to Ivy's poison.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a few of us thought, oh, they might. Oh, you never look. It's still the first season. It could happen.
Yeah.
They just maybe thought, well, with everything that's going on with the Joker, maybe they don't want to overload it, and because it might at times take away from everything else that's going on. So maybe they're just leaving it for later on down the line. I'm just assuming. You never know.
Well, I mean, it is a good funny arc for Poison Ivy though, for the whole Kite Man thing. Like that's why I'm like, I mean, I'm okay with it, but I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, we're going after Kite Man, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like it. I like the angle because I think Kite Man's really good. Really good character, the way he's portrayed. And again, it gives a nice little bit of spotlight to like D-listers that would never normally get the spotlight. You always expected, like in this, it would be like Riddler, Two-Face, as well as Joker and all of them lot. But here you've got like Clayface and Shark, all these guys. Who's another great character as well. Is Shark? Is it Shark Man or Shark Boy or
King Shark.
just Shark? Isn't it? Yeah,
King Shark.
King Shark. That's it, King Shark. Fuck, I'm not with the names today. But I love it. Goes, thank you for so much for letting me be myself, Harley, rather than this murderous killer I am. Then he just bites the dude's head off before
Oh,
banging him back in there. Oh,
yeah, that
yeah.
was. I no, I think they have a great cast. I'm not sure about the landlord. I mean, he's kind of. I don't know. Maybe he just hasn't come into his own yet. But
Yeah, I mean, I like it's Jason Alexander voicing him, an actor who I absolutely love since Seinfeld,
oh
and
god,
who
that's.
for me was the star of Jason Alexander. Yeah,
I didn't realize that until you just said that. I'm like, oh god.
yeah, he's the one doing the voice, and it's an actor I absolutely love. But the landlord, yeah, take him or leave him. He was good in one of the episodes, the one where like they end up at the mall where he's carrying their bodies. Well, the subconscious one, he was actually good in that episode. But yeah, with him, take him or leave him. The rest of them are fantastic. Um, yeah.
So,
But
oh,
yeah, go.
I was gonna say, so where do you want this show to go in the second half of the season? Like, I know she's still trying to get into the Legion of Doom, but like, and I know they'll probably do the episodic thing, but like where do you want the show to go from here? You think?
I'll be honest with you. I've got no preferences where this goes because of how what the show is. Like in terms of it's just a comedy, and that although it's a comedy that's it has its plot and it has its where it wants to go kind of thing. I don't mind where it goes. Like I'm not going to be disappointed if she's not in the Legion of Doom or if she fights the Legion of Doom. I'm just enjoying it so much that I just want to see just them doing silly shenanigans all the time and yeah, just fucking up all the time and that kind of thing. I'm just happy with what's going on. I have no like again for season two, just carry on. It's not a show that I expect to grow in that sense because it's not. It's not a drama. It's just having fun with everything. It's just the world of Batman set free, and quite frankly, I'm just a fanboy who I'll just take it as it comes kind of thing. What I would say on that point though is I don't want it getting bogged down in silliness in terms of relationships and things like that. I'd rather it does just go ham with itself and just make sure it carries on having the same kind of fun it's having. What about yourself?
I mean, by the end of it, yeah, you're right. I don't want it to take itself very seriously. Like I want it to stay, because right now it knows what it is. I want it to keep going along that mindset. Um, um, maybe seeing Harley and Ivy together, just the shenanigans through that. Like as long as it's in service of the show, not because fans want it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't. I kind of feel like it would be hilarious, and if we got to like episode 13, she's at her Legion of Doom coronation or whatever, where she's getting into the Legion of Doom, and then Joker says something, and then he's like, "Shut up, you stupid cunt," and then they kick her out right then and there.
Yeah, that would be good actually.
Like
Like,
because
no, 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 we don't tolerate this kind of thing here. Please leave. You're bad for our image.
even though they're the Legion of Doom, it's like, oh god, like but
Yeah, it's like this is where we draw the line. Maybe go join the Legion of Doom in Australia or Britain where they use that word,
yeah,
but
right.
here you can't.
But I think it'd be hilarious if just she works this whole season. She gets there, she's at her inauguration or whatever you want to call it, and then she does that. And it would just be like that whole season was for nothing, but it was such a great ride getting there.
Yeah, I totally agree. It'd be like again, if she didn't get in or she gets in and fucks it up, it doesn't really matter. It's just such a good laugh along the way that I think that'll be a great way. Okay. I don't know why I'm yawning. I had a great sleep. I'm really tired today for some reason. Mm.
What do you think about the Queen of Fables? Because like, okay, so we were talking about the Legion of Doom saying they draw the line and everything, and um So, what do you think about, like, when Queen of Fables, murdered the whole family in the recent episode and everything, and then even Harley Quinn was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, we draw the line here." And I was thinking about this when you were doing the introduction about the psychopaths and everything like that. Should Harley Quinn have a line like that? Like, I mean, she can. I'm just saying, like, should she or
I don't think she should. I think you don't need to make us be sympathetic towards Harley Quinn or have her have some kind of moral code after everything. I think it's just, you know, look, you partnered with the Joker. You've been part of the crazy shit that he's been part of. You've done some crazy shit. The moral code, I think that's a mistake to have that. I think it should be just, look, we're gonna like her either way. We're not here to make her out as an anti-hero. She's a villain, and it's fantastic that we have just it's just focusing on a villain and her being bad and all this kind of stuff. She's going around breaking limbs and snapping necks and shooting bad guys. What's the fucking difference?
well, that's
So
when she did that in this past episode, which is, we have a line and we don't cross it. I'm like, oh, so we're anti-heroes now. Oh wait, like, I mean, that's what I was
yeah,
kind of. It was, and that's, I mean, that in that episode, I was kind of like, okay, like, now if she came around the corner, it was like, holy shit, and then, like, why in the world would you do all that? And she's like, and they kind of played it off as just like, well, that's a bit extreme. But, like,
yeah,
went into the whole speech about, like, this is the line, we don't cross it or whatever. And it's just like, I was kind of like, oh, that's not. I mean, yeah, all the crazy shenanigans that she's been involved with the Joker. I'm like, yeah, that does just seems off a bit.
yeah. It does. That I think that's the big negative from the last episode. Is that it's like you don't have a line. Don't put a line. You're not an anti-hero. We're not here to root for you in the same sense we would root for like Batman. We're here to root for you because you're fucking crazy. I
Yeah,
mean, this isn't the golden age of comics where we cheered the heroes and booed the bad guys. Now we fucking cheer whoever the hell we want to cheer. People want to cheer the bad guys because as the older you get, the more relatable the bad characters are. So
right.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you that she should have just been like, "Holy shit, that's a bit much, isn't it?" I mean, uh,
And then just moved
okay,
on.
she's maybe a bit too crazy for us, kind of thing. They could have just been too crazy, but not the this is a line you don't cross kind of thing. It's just
Yeah,
that's why
that's
that's
why.
why I was so happy when he got stabbed through the neck with a spear at the end because it's like, yeah, fuck your moral code, Harley Quinn. He's dead, and I was like, just fantastic. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Oh God, mark one on the board. All
Yeah.
right. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I got nothing else really to add. I just think, yeah, it's funny when a show is so good, there's less to talk about because there's not much to pick apart. When
Yeah.
something sucks, it's so much easier to talk about. Like last time when we did Star Wars, it was 2 hours of ripping the shit out of that film. Whereas here, it's Harley Quinn, like everything's just great. I love it all. There's nothing more to say. Well, actually, we could talk about the voice acting. Like Katie Cuoco, what a brilliant casting for
I
her
would
as
have never
Harley
have
Quinn.
thought. I would have never have thought to cast her, honestly.
No, and her co-star who plays Bernadette, whatever in the Big Bang Theory, the squeaky voice blonde,
Hmm.
and she's voiced Harley Quinn in the animated films. She does the voices. So I kind of find it hilarious that they took her out and put her in, because even she did a good job. I thought she was pretty decent as well. But Kaylee Cuoco is fantastic, and I think she should portray Harley Quinn in the movies, because she does crazy really, really well. Alan Tudyk as the Joker, excellent. I mean, is there anything that man can't do? He's just
I
one of
still,
the most. Sorry, go on.
oh, sorry. I still prefer, obviously, Mark Hamill. He will always be,
Well,
but he can't always be. who's the other
Yeah.
one who does Joker a lot? Is it Troy Baker?
I think so.
I like Troy Baker. Um, Alan Tudyk is great. Don't get me wrong, but and I mean, yeah, he probably can become probably the number two on this on the Joker list if he keeps portraying Joker and
Yeah.
other other things. But I mean, I kind of like Troy Baker a little bit more, only because I've seen the more diversity with that Joker voice actor. Between the different styles of Joker.
Right. I think it's. Do you think it's more because of the settings, like the different kind of? 'Cause I don't know. Did he do him in the games at all,
Yeah,
or
I
was
think
all four of them Mark Hamill?
no Troy Baker. Well, in Arkham Origins is I believe Troy Baker. I might be
Right.
wrong, but
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I mean, Hamill will always be like number one. We
I mean,
we know this.
even if you say you have a number one, you know that your prime number one is going to be Hamill. You can't
Yeah.
beat him.
Yeah, you can't. But for like, look, at the end of the day, I'm not looking at Joker and thinking Jesus Christ is out of place.
Yeah,
And unlike Jared Leto's Joker, who's the fucking worst Joker I've ever seen, that's a terrible Joker. There was another Joker recently in one of the animated films who I thought was absolutely atrocious as well. I can't remember which one. It
was it
was.
in
It
Hush?
wasn't. Huh?
Was it in Hush?
I think it was in Hush.
I'll look up and see which
Yeah,
person.
have a look. It might have been in Hush, but that was a fucking awful Joker as well. Um, let's see. But yeah, the voice. I forget who does. Give me 1 second. I'll get the name of the voice actors up. Oh, that's it. Yeah, Jason Spizak, who did the voice of the Joker in Batman House. It was fucking awful. Awful.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I remember watching Hush and because I mean there was a lot. Hush is one of my favorite Batman stories. As you can see, I have the last issue sitting up here on my thing.
Oh
I mean,
yes.
and Riddler is one of my favorite Batman villains, and that movie just they did so many things wrong in that movie that I like. It was almost to me it was okay, but it was almost a betrayal of the story. Just
Oh, 100%.
trying to throw a surprise in there for you.
Yeah, 100%. It was a complete betrayal of the story. Yeah, the comic book story was fine for me. I enjoyed reading it. But this animated film was just ass,
Yeah.
and the changes were just diabolical. I didn't need to make them,
No, they
to
really
be
didn't.
honest. Yeah, so I don't know why they went down that road, but yeah. So yeah,
What
sorry,
about
go on.
the voice actor for Batman?
What?
The voice actor for Batman
Uh, oh,
from Harley Quinn.
yeah, it's Diedrich Bader. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's great. I love Diedrich Bader.
I think
I've been a huge fan of his for like,
in this setting.
huh?
I think he's definitely good in this setting.
Yeah, I think down the line he could have actually, in his heyday, he could have made a good Batman. He had the physique for it. He had the height. Um, I don't know if he had the serious acting jobs, but maybe he did.
Well,
But he's always sorry.
you never know. I mean,
You never know. Yeah, now obviously he's too old. I think he's in his 50s now. But back in the day, you could have had him, or you could have had Brendan Fraser portray Batman. In their heyday, they could have easily have pulled it off. But this was Warner Brothers in limbo back then. They had nothing, absolutely nothing back then, until Christopher Nolan came and fucking saved them. So yeah, that's it. I mean, nothing much else to say. Lake Bell is really good at Poison Ivy. She's a pretty hot actress as well. I like Lake Bell.
it's
Yeah,
double when you have a voice actress who's good and they're hot at the same time.
just like Harley Quinn, because I think Katie Cuoco was a fucking stunner. So yeah, it helps. That's for sure. My sexual fantasies for Bart aren't exactly the same. 9 is portrayed by a middle-aged woman. So yeah, I got much else to add. If you have,
No, that's it. I think we're in agreement for once.
yeah, it was. It's a great show. Please go watch it. It's only 7 episodes at the moment. They all fly by. They're fucking hilarious. Joker's great in it as well. If you like Joker, so yeah, check it out. That's it. We're done here. I want to thank Jason for joining us, for joining me. His idea anyway. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. We will do a full season review when it's over as well. So yeah, we'll see you for that.